Hey folks, welcome back to Ace Attorney.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
I didn't know. I never knew that the S9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yeah. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, I guess that was like a good recap of what happened last time. Because yeah, now we know that there was fabricated evidence, which also does not look good for Edgeworth. And we have to get to the bottom of this other case, but... I know it'll be really painful for Emma, and I feel just so bad, but we have to know, don't we? I mean, it's now or never. Oh, and by the way, my voices are going to be a little off for this episode because my allergy has been fucking killing me. And, I just didn't want to wait to record this, though, so... But yeah, anyway.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then, suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Dark.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and he screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall had tackled him. Then...
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and when the lights went out, suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture? Okay, I guess we'll talk about that later.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that? Oh.
No, I was only asked about what happened when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Made up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Okay, I think I'm misunderstanding, because I don't... Like, if Emma's saying all this really happened, then what is there to fake? I'm a little confused.
The prosecutor's office wanted the guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it.
I mean, he didn't seem to know. I don't think he would do something like that.
He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true. Even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. I mean, it really is just one thing after another with Edgeworth. I feel so bad for him.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Yeah.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You've been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident.
I can only imagine the trauma. Wow.
I tried, but the words just didn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crimes with my testimonies, and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
That's noble. I see. Yeah. I forgot just truly how interesting she was as a character. Wow. But there is still something that bothers me about that crime. Huh. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor.
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
Oh, wow. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Oh.
The detective's office and the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? Oh, I guess not yet.
Oh, no, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? It's news to me.
After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Oh. That feels suspicious. That timing feels not right to me. Yeah, we better go talk to her. Okay, wait. So, I guess that's all we have left, right? Nothing left to do? Okay, well, I guess we better make our move. Because it's been a while since we talked to Lana, like, in depth, I feel. I don't know. There's so much more we don't know.
Lana.
Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Yeah, you've got some explaining to do.
Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But, Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana. Emma told me about you.
Oh?
About how you were a detective 2 years ago? And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That's right.
Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs. Yeah, that is bothering me a lot.
I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Means you're really gonna share. Okay, let's go over what the hell happened back there. Yeah, that's a good idea. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one, 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why would you tell us?
Emma.
This doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. I mean, this might be the most emotion we've seen from her yet. It's like, I'm still waiting for her to crack, or to break down or something. It's weird.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing.
Oh, that's a nice picture of her. Wow. She looks so badass.
They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
He was the deputy chief of police back then. But he still worked on the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could be filed.
Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor, so what happened?
I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help with the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police, and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. And yeah, I mean, I know I've talked about this a lot. I mentioned it a lot, at least, but, like, the fact that Gant was involved as, like, a main actor does not make me feel good about this at all.
Two years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yeah, see? That does not sound good.
Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
Okay, well that is worth noting, that when the guy ran into her office, it was also his office. Maybe. Yeah.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force.
Okay, I see how this connected, yeah.
Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite, gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
And now you tell us. Oh. Okay.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me.
So, you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark.
Oh my god. That's horrible. What? Wait. Okay, something about this already doesn't look right, but I'm not going to say it right now.
When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, and Emma, who had passed out. Oh, I guess that was a mistake.
And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What'd you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked Emma up, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone through.
After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident.
That's right. Quite a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Well, I mean, can you blame him?
Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just might not be over yet.
Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office.
Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. Oh, is that it? I guess so. I mean, I'm not sure there's anything to present either. Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, I guess we can always come back. But yeah, I'm scared, man. This is gonna be overwhelming, and it's gonna be a fucking ride. Because it's like, we've already been through 3 days of trial, and there's still so much left to uncover. Like, oh, hi. Oh. God, after what we learned about him, like, this poor man. Are you okay? Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go into the evidence room today, partner.
But, Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I need to know the truth about, that was that one. I mean, we already went through why he did this, and who could blame him, right? And before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Huh. Looks like I won't be getting to steak lunch today. I really didn't think we'd run into you, but you know what? You are one of the best people to talk to, and oh my god, this is gonna be so painful for you, and I'm sorry! Oh my god. It's horrible. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me, either. All the detectives thought so. Oh, what do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
Question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. Even though Emma did say he had a knife, so... However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility has been erased. Yeah. So that was part of the cover-up, I see. That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the Aslan incident left behind.
I'm sorry to bring this up. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he? Your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I am getting a weird, uneasy feeling about this coming back, and I don't know why. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been really close with his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Oh! So history really does repeat itself. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have already gone by. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Yeah. And yeah, if it's not Jake, then... I don't like that at all. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
Who are you talking about?
I think I have a feeling. Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Because who else, right? I mean, I've had a bad feeling about Gant since the beginning, right? And I didn't want to believe that he was like an obvious villain, but this is what it's looking like. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and the second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but our secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He's not. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave the evidence that planned everything. Right? I mean, there's no way he would have known. He was so freaked out. Yeah. That someone is Damon Gant. And I commented on this too, that, like, Gant is in control of everything. He has a hand in way too many things here. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Oh. He does seem like a nice guy, even if he's weird. Huh. Adios, Bambina. That poor man. And yes, and again, as I was saying, like, I was saying before that Gant just had a hand in too many things here, and I did not like how much control he had. He's freaked me out from the beginning, so yeah. Don't have a good feeling about this. I'm sure we'll run into him sometime soon, but if we do, it'll probably have to be in, like, the next episode, just because, oh my god, my voice is killing me. And I don't know if I can, like, make this into, like, a super long episode. So, apologies, but yeah, hopefully I can rest my voice at least a little bit, maybe sound better next time I record, and we will investigate the chief's office, I'm assuming. And it's probably going to change things a lot for us, so I am bracing myself. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.